Hello there, Ticket Subs fans. We just saw the film Game Night. This film is directed by John Francis Daley as well as Jonathan Goldstein. And this is the latest comedy release of the year. Stars Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams. Alex, what are your thoughts on this film?
Haven't had a comedy in a while, and this one was just not your standard like go to see a comedy. It's just there to make money. This one was a fun story, like really interesting story, and then there was like legitimately funny parts in it that weren't forced, but at the same time I did feel like it kind of followed that, like a lot of the trailer spoils a lot of the stuff, but there were enough twists in it where I didn't feel like I had seen the movie before, but definitely the trailer shows parts that are like later in the movie than just the first third or something.
Yeah, perfectly said about this not being your typical comedy movie. And I kind of want to talk a little bit more about just the cinematography of some of the shots.
Yes.
There are so many shots in this film that I think a lot of comedy movies would not shoot.
No.
They would shoot kind of ordinarily. But this film, there's a lot of sequences that are really, advancedly shot. And I think that the directors really put a lot of thought into some of these scenes. And definitely... both Black Panther and this have the two best one-take scenes of 2018 so far.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil what it is, but it is really well done too. Like I kept looking for the cut in this scene, and it's probably there at some point.
It's
but
CGI.
But it looks pretty well. It's for a comedy
great.
movie. You don't expect a one-take scene like that.
Yeah.
So definitely, that was
and to piggyback that, some of the shots I had like never seen before. I'm sure they've been done in other movies, but I was like, wow, that's a really cool looking shot. And then they since it's a game night and it's based on like not based on board games, but it has board games in it and stuff like that. They utilize the tilt shift lens, which makes the set look miniature, and it looks awesome. Like they'll come in there and it'll look like a miniature town or like a miniature scene going on, and then it'll transition to the rest of the scene. And I don't think that's a spoiler, but it plays really well in the movie, and it gives it this kind of this, I don't know,
board game feel.
And
looks like you're looking at a Monopoly village.
It's so unique and so awesome.
That's not as detailed.
The performances in this were great. Rachel
totally.
McAdams and Jason Bateman were awesome. It's hard to find a movie that they're not.
Oh yeah, they
awesome
played
in.
Such good characters. Jason Bateman always plays that kind of. I don't. What's his defining? I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's just Jason Bateman. That's what he is, and he's so good.
Yeah, he's definitely typecasted, but he does such a good job.
He's so good at reacting to things and kind of making
things happen to him all. Yeah,
and he's just so good at reacting.
Yeah, exactly. And then just some of the side characters were really, really great in this. Some people you don't even expect to show up are awesome in this movie. And just it keeps you on your toes. Like you think you have it figured out, and then it just like I kept looking over Joe. I was like,
yeah, totally. And like, sure, it might not make the most sense, but like, it's for the plot and it's funny.
Yeah, and it's
some of the ways.
It is funny and it's interesting. And
it's interesting. That's a great way to put it.
It's new.
Like, it's something new.
Yeah, it's a great time at the theater.
And kind of going, Alex said really quick. Characters you don't expect, and there's one actor in particular in this film, and I'm sure you'll figure out as soon as he shows up. It's like who we're talking about. He's just so great in this movie. He's had such a great last couple years. He is so good in this movie, particular person.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
This movie's great.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
And thank you, Ticket Subs viewers. This has been part of my plan all along. Joey, you can go ahead and you guys can also just subscribe from the theater. This has actually been part of my game night. This is a fake.
This is not made of hat.
It's not a hat.
It's made of. It's made of air.
So thank you for everyone who came on and participated in our fake movie show. It's been great.
Alex, it's funny you say that because I can't really add on to this because I'm going to ruin it. All right.
Please don't subscribe. Subscribe. Somewhere.